Do I need to get in here?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need U-traps in there.
When you stop at my station, they overfilled my tanks. I need to let them know I fuel up.
It's a pretty wet one today. So far I've cycled for nearly 2 hours. The weather's been like this pretty much since I set off. However, there's some epic mountains ahead. Come on! How's it going? Where have you come from?
Ferry, Ontario.
Fantastic. Hey!
That'll help you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And if you want these beers,
I'll definitely say yes to 2 beers.
okay.
Thank you so much. Two beers, mate. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Well, I can give you more if you want, but
No, 2's always going to be enough. Yeah, that would be great. To have to carry them as well.
I find that most rich people don't actually want to ride their bike. Oh, yes.
Cheers! Cheers! Cheers, guys.
Cheers to you, Adam.
So I'm making my way through British Columbia right now, and then I'll be heading back into Yukon, and then back into British Columbia. Excuse the sunglasses, but it's beautiful weather today, which is it's an absolute treat. I've been spending the last 30 minutes and last night just thinking about the future. I'm not sure if I'm maybe just getting jaded being on the road, but maybe considering going home. Not now, but maybe December. It's now July, last day of July today. So August, September, October, November, December, 5 more months. That'll be 18 months on the road. I don't know. If I do go home, my plan at the moment, my thoughts would be to work, earn some money, replenish the funds, and then go back on the road again. So that I'm not enjoying it. I'm a bit worried about money. I also feel that I don't want to become too disconnected from life and friends and family. So yeah, I don't know. Just a thought at the moment, we'll see. Yesterday I was feeling a bit sorry for myself. I was just starting to think, like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? So I went back to the very first thing that inspired me, which was Alistair Humphreys' book about cycling around the world. Many other cycle tourists are inspired by Al Humphreys. So I thought, let's try to get to the point where he was 2-3 months into his journey. So he starts talking in this chapter. It was a sinking feeling to wake up from a sweet dream and realise that yet again I had to turn myself from new friends and security, leave it all and ride away. My stomach lurched, and I screwed my eyes in prayer, or rather a stern talking to, before getting out of bed. I loaded my bike and returned to the road after saying another heartfelt thanks to another kind family who had been incredibly generous and welcoming to me, and who I would never be able to repay. 3 months into this South American ride, yet the moving on never became any easier. After a hot day's slog on the busy roads out of Santiago, I camped at sunset in a grassy field beneath the massive white Andes in the blue... That kind of feels like where I am now, but I'm in Yukon. In the blue sky, a passing plane glinted. I wished that I was on that plane. I felt deflated all day. The boyish thrill of Patagonia gone. I was too stuck in this life to be able to say, stop, but no longer finding it fun or exciting. I began to realise how far it was to Alaska, replace Alaska for Patagonia. I was growing bored of my own company. My high volume singing of half-remembered songs, dear dreams of home, and devilish little voices saying how nice it would be to stop riding. Rita, my bike, looked as glum as I felt. Spokes were snapping, punctures popping, brakes breaking and gears grinding. A tyre split and I repaired it with the Achilles of an old rubber boot that I found rummaging on a village dump. I'd always said that if I were to wake one morning and realise that the journey had become mere routine, then I would stop and go home, to continue just for the sake of getting right around the world in order to impress people, to confound doubters, or to not disappoint supporters were not the reason I wanted to keep going. I had finally been able to accept that what other people thought of me was not nearly as important as what I thought of myself. I had taken a lot of peddling to get there, but as I last able to reflect on my triumphs and disasters without the unhelpful complication of wondering what others would think. I was also growing to believe there was more to life than seeking new experiences. I wanted to live as well. There was a great difference between existing and existentialism, and I began to feel that the middle ground of life that I aspired towards was to combine the harvesting of experiences with the time and stability to put their lessons into practice. And so it goes on. It's good to realise that I'm not alone in feeling as I feel right now. Al Humphreys succeeded in cycling around the world. He got all the way to here. He cycled past this exact spot, this road, which is on the Alaska Highway, just after the Cassia Highway. He would have cycled up this hill, which I came down yesterday. He would have done that nearly 20 years ago. And here I am. Spending weeks alone on the road was more of a mental challenge than a physical one. I longed for a meaningful human interaction. Just as I was getting ready to continue the long journey down the Cassia Highway, that meaningful connection happened to fall into my lap. So I've made a bit of a big decision. Whew, yeah, don't really know how to approach this, but last night I slept here, which was really nice, and I met a really nice person called Jessica, who she drives this car, and she's going to a festival, which she told me all about, at a place called Haida Gwaii, which is a island off the coast of Canada, which there's a lot of like First Nations culture. It's meant to be beautiful, and there's a music festival happening on this island. So I've decided, and she's offered to give me a lift and take me to the ferry port and then go to this festival. I've not been to a music festival for 3-4 years. I don't remember the last time I went to one, and it does mean I'm breaking my unbroken journey, and I'm okay with it. And one thing I did when I set off on this journey was I wanted to break away from routine. I wanted to be excited, and I wanted to take opportunities. It's about 700k, and the festival starts in 2 days, so I can't do it. So another option is to get a lift back to here and to keep cycling, but I don't think I will. I'm okay with having a broken line from the top of Alaska. This journey isn't about covering every inch of the way, I have now decided. And I've changed my tune there. That's not something I would have said before. It's about pushing myself when I choose to, and also taking opportunities. Haida Gwaii we come. It was a 9-hour drive from Dease Lake to Prince Rupert, the port town where we'd be getting the ferry. To break up the journey, Jess was taking us to a cabin to spend the evening.
Like, I think it just sort of wends its way through the marsh and we can just paddle through.
That is so pretty.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Look at that. Right, let's catch ourselves some fish. Oh shit!
Yeah, reel it in. Keep going. Oh, it's a little fishy. Get in the boat.
Yeah!
Okay. Oh, I gotta give you your camera. Oh, that's a tiny one.
Stay still!
Oh, there we go. We got it on film and it's on my feet. Oh my god. Okay, here's the camera.
Don't let it jump out.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Oh,
Come here.
oh!
It's
Oh shit, my beer's spilling.
there we go. I think,
You wanna hold it?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh!
It wants me to hold it.
Yeah. That's amazing.
We caught ourselves a fish!
Yeah. Oh, we have to do the like classic fish picture with you holding the
Okay,
fish once
yeah.
we get on the dock, maybe. Just need to use it. And so we will have trout and sausage.
With the amount of birds that we saw on the Cassia Highway on the way to Prince Rupert, I was pretty glad to not be cycling this route. I love cycling because I'm flying past the queues. Sam.
Oh, tandem bike.
The ferry from Prince Rupert to Skidegate took 7 hours. It felt wonderful to be surrounded by people once again. So I am on the island of Haida Gwaii. I've got about 3 hours of cycling to get to this festival. So let's get going. It's beautiful. Absolutely epic. There are about 3,500 Haida people that are part of the Haida ethnic group. The Edge of the World Festival is an opportunity to showcase and celebrate Haida dances and music to a wider audience. Haida Gwaii is a special place for so many reasons. The Haida Nation have spoken Haida for at least 14,000 years. Being invited to a music festival with such a close-knit community was an absolute privilege. I didn't film for most of the festival, as I wanted to put the camera away and be fully present.
Well, I said, hey, yeah, yeah, Mama rock me.